I've never been a fan of David Bowie's music. It's just not my style. Yet here I am defending him, just as I do with any human who is attacked for having harmless consensual sex. Shortly after his recent passing, certain stories about him gained extra attention, such as the story of Laurie Maddox, as best told on Thrillist.com. It was the early 70s. Laurie was 14, in her own words, though other accounts are putting her at either 13 or 15, and Bowie would have been 24 or 25. They engaged in, trigger warning, sexual activity. Feminist Louise Pennington got right to the point, calling him a rapist. Angelina Chapin via Huffington Post said, Bowie is part of a long line of male stars who have used their fame to take advantage of vulnerable women. However you pronounce this person's name, let's say Oif, says he did a monstrous thing, and that it doesn't matter that the girl was unharmed. Erin Keane of Salon.com says, I believe Maddox when she says the sex with her rock star partners was consensual on her behalf. And I also believe David Bowie and the others committed acts that are exploitative and illegal for good reason. Age 15 is young, no matter what. And they were the adults with all the power in this dynamic. And that is not what healthy, normal sexual relationships for teenagers look like. My own concise response to which would be, says you. Dr. Rebecca Haynes also had some verbal diarrhea she felt like sharing. The idea that Bowie is a rapist, albeit a statutory one, places him within the broader behind-the-scenes pattern that is not uncommon among male stars. Bill Cosby, Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, Mike Tyson, R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, John Lennon. The list of famous men who have raped or battered women or children seems endless. Though these cases vary in significant ways, they all reflect the same underlying problems: criminally predatory behavior and entitlement in men's celebrity culture. We're going to go ahead and call this the feminist interpretation. Men are predators and will often abuse any power they're given to exploit children and women. I'm going to offer an alternative explanation. Adult men, like teenage girls, are mammals. Mammals have sex. Please get a life. This is Laurie, between the ages of 13 and 15. Does this look like a young child to you? One who couldn't possibly have sexual desires of her own? Dearest viewer, you'll have to explain to me how any man who finds this woman attractive is a pedophile. Tell me again how this is perverted. Tell me that this woman is in no way attractive. How long does our list of predators and pedophiles have to get before someone says, maybe this is normal behavior, and maybe we should all stop judging people for their sexuality? Well, someone other than me. I'm way ahead of the curve. I've been shouting this for 10 damn years. Sex isn't evil. Stop assuming it is. I'm pleased to say we can now add another name to the short list of people who get that sex isn't criminal. To the likes of persons like myself, Judith Levine, Barbara Hewson, and theantifeminist.com, we can now add Bill Maher. You don't get to stop strangers from doing what or who they love, even if it's not what or who you would do.
If Rihanna wants to get back with Chris Brown or Hillary wants to stay with Bill, that's their call, not yours. You don't get to stop strangers from doing what or who they love, even if it's not what or who you would do. Just days after David Bowie's recent death, someone dug up an old interview with a retired groupie named Laurie Maddox, where she said she lost her virginity to Bowie when she was 15 in a hotel suite on hash and champagne, which in 1972 was considered part of a complete breakfast. Now, to hear Laurie tell it, she was a more than willing partner, and he was gentle and knowing and wearing a kimono. Which is not a bad way to lose your virginity, considering most deflowerings involve Michelob Van and crying. If there's a victim here, it's the poor guy who had to fuck Laurie Maddox next. How do you follow David Bowie in a kimono? Talk about pressure pushing me down. But according to the internet's social justice warriors, this was horrible, and Laurie would be better off today if she'd lost her virginity to a loser named Dan from Algebra 2 class. Sure, Laurie says she loved it, and still loves it, and has never regretted it for a second, but she's wrong, because she's only asking herself. She should be asking a blogger or a woman's collective in Winnipeg, because they know better than Laurie how Laurie should feel.